What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope y'all are having an absolutely incredible day. I know I am. Go ahead and comment unicorn if you want all your wildest dreams and wishes to come true. Today I'm going to be telling you guys a story of a time I almost died. That's right, the Scrubsticles you all know and love almost met his end in a dramatic fashion in the middle of an ocean. I was on a raft sitting there talking to a volleyball about how much I'm going to miss making YouTube videos, when all of a sudden Captain Marvel swooped down, picked me up in her weirdly masculine hands, and carried me to safety. Just kidding, it's a little less climactic than that, but I still nonetheless almost died in the ocean and had to get rescued by the Coast Guard, which is always a fun adventure, you know, when a bunch of grown men have to come out because you're a dumbass who can't swim very well. That's always such a fun time. It probably wasn't even the Coast Guard. I'm being a little bit dramatic. It was just lifeguards, but you guys get the idea. But yeah, we're gonna get into it. Before we do though, if you guys could press the like button, it does help the video do a lot better, and commenting unicorn also will help it get more views, which just so you know, I like views, I'm not gonna lie. There's not a deeper meaning to it. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. Get it, but get it, don't you forget it. This story takes place when I was 13 years old. This is the summer between 8th grade and my freshman year of high school. Me and a couple of my best friends decided that we wanted to go to California. So we asked our parents and they were like, yeah, as long as a parent goes with you, we're fine. So we got one of my friend's moms to take us to the beach. And she, of course, you know, being the mom who happened to get dragged along with us to this beach trip, obviously did not want to be hanging out with a bunch of 13-year-olds on the beach. So she basically said, hey, look, I'm just gonna hang out at the beach house. You guys are 13 years old, obviously. You're not idiots. Stay close to the shore today. There's a bad riptide, but I'm just gonna let you guys hang out and do your thing. And as a bunch of 13-year-olds who have never really had freedom before, this was dope. We were like, damn, I'm sick as hell. I'm gonna swim so far. Like, I'm gonna be like Michael Phelps in the water, all right? And in retrospect, when a grown adult tells you that there's probably gonna be a strong riptide in the water, it's not a good idea to just go full balls to the wall swimming out to the end of the pier like we decided that we were gonna do. But regardless, that's what happened. We were just sitting on the beach. We were all pretty bored, and one of my friends decided, he was like, yo, we should all swim to the end of the pier. And the end of the pier is about 200 feet out from the shore, I would say, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you've ever swam 200 feet with waves, it's a pretty large distance, at least for me. Okay, I don't live on the ocean. And like I said, there were some warnings that there was gonna be a strong riptide today, but for some reason, we just thought that we were gonna, you know, be Olympic swimmers. It was really stupid, okay? Like, only when you're 13 years old do you really think that you are more powerful than the ocean. I don't know what my dumbass was thinking, but I was probably sitting there with some, I mean, I'm basically Aquaman at this point. Like, realistically, there might be a riptide, but I'd be A-okay. So like the ocean could actually kill me. Let's be honest here, I'm so much tougher than the ocean. But regardless, me and my friends decide to swim to the end of the pier. So we hop in the water and we just start swimming. And like I said, there was a riptide. So it helped at first because it helped us get to the end of the pier. Because for those of you who don't know what a riptide is, it's basically the current. There's a wave that comes over, and then the waves coming back out to sea, it pulls you with it. So it's basically like a super speed boost out towards the middle of the deep, dark blue ocean. And the ocean is terrifying, by the way. Like, let's think about it. We've only explored 10% of the oceans. We know more about the moon than the ocean, and for some reason, I thought it would be a good idea to just get swept out to sea like Tom Cruise. I was really gonna be talking to a volleyball in the middle of a deserted island after eating all my friends' dead bodies, okay? That was a situation that I wanted to be in. But whatever, we get to the end of the pier, and we go just turn around and start swimming in, and we realize that we can't swim in. The riptide is too strong. And instead of swimming back towards the beach, suddenly we're getting pulled back out towards the ocean, which is terrifying. If anybody's ever been to the beach and seen somebody get pulled out by a riptide, basically what happens is they just get smaller and smaller and smaller, and the odds of a lifeguard seeing them get smaller and smaller and smaller. And we are getting pulled out by this riptide. We're trying our best to, like, you know, scream for help and stuff, and there's people on the pier who see us and are like taking videos of us with their iPhone. And to you people who were taking videos of us with your iPhones, more than one of you could have gone and got help. I mean, eventually one guy saw that we were really struggling to stay above the water and want to get the lifeguards, but there was a solid 20 people just standing there filming us like, oh man, when these kids drown today, I'm gonna sell this footage to NBC so they can put it on the news. Like, you see 5 13-year-old kids just sitting there drowning, and your first thought is, better whip it out for the Snapchat story. People will be like, damn, you really recorded some kids dying. I still don't know what exactly these people were thinking, but regardless, they're just watching us drown, filming us, and we're getting pulled further and further out to sea. And I wouldn't say I'm a strong swimmer, but I'm not weak either. Like, I'm just an okay swimmer. I'm not a fish in the water. I'm not great. I'm not horrible. I'm just a decent swimmer. But a few of my friends who I was with were not good swimmers at all. Like, if they were going to get a grade on swimming, it would be a double F, like a breast augmentation, okay? It was definitely not a good situation, and they're starting to have trouble keeping their heads above the water, which is, you know, when people drown. So I'm looking at my friends not being able to keep their heads above water, so I start trying to help them because, you know, if we're going down together, but I'm gonna try to keep us alive for as long as possible. So me and my other friends, one of them was actually like a lifeguard's son, so he was definitely the most helpful, are trying to like push them above the water in between our breaths to make sure that they can still breathe and like give them a little break so they can keep swimming. But there was a point where I'm starting to have trouble keeping my head above water now because I'm definitely the weakest of the good swimmers in our group, and I can't keep helping this kid keep his head above water, where I was convinced I was actually gonna die. Like, I was just kind of like, damn, you know, every decision I've ever made has led up to this point, and this is how I die because I was a dumbass who decided to go against the warning and just hop in the ocean and swim to the end of the pier. I really was trying to be Woody from Toy Story when he's like, you know, underneath the car when they're just got back from Pizza Planet, and he's like, we're never gonna get back to Andy. That's how I felt about living my life. I was like, damn, I'm really never gonna go back to 8th grade again. So regardless, at this point, I'm pretty convinced that we're gonna die. There's no lifeguards that you can see. My friends are starting to go under. I'm starting to have a hard time keeping my head above water. At least one of us is gonna die, all right? And I'm pretty terrified at this point. I'm scared to death. And not to mention, I'm still having in the back of my mind, what if Jaws comes out of nowhere, straight up RKOs me with his jaws of steel, and just bites me in half? That's still something that could happen, theoretically. I've seen Shark Week. I knows how this works. I'm basically sitting here, floating in the middle of the ocean, looking like a fat chicken nugget for any shark within a 12-mile radius. But regardless, I am about to die, and that's kind of more important, so I'll get back to the juicy tidbits of the story. So I'm really starting to struggle keeping my head above water. I'm starting to swallow water in massive quantities, which is what happens when you drown. So yeah, I'm starting to slowly drown. I'm still, you know, kicking my feet up as much as possible, but my friends that were struggling to swim are really struggling now, and they're just straight up swallowing more water than they're breathing in air. It is not a good situation by any means. It's not looking good, and I was definitely kind of like, oh my god, we really screwed up here. Keep in mind, my parents aren't even here. Like, I'm here with my friend's mom, so if I do drown, my parents are really gonna get a phone call, your son was an idiot and decided to swim in a riptide and died, and they're just gonna have to deal with it. Like, that's all they're gonna know. They're not gonna know that I tried my best to save my friends. They're not gonna know that I tried my best to stay alive. No, in their minds, I'm just gonna be the idiot son that somehow drowned, even though it was like basically impossible. So regardless, I'm just straight up drowning at this point. I'm having all this thoughts about what my brother's gonna do, what are my friends gonna do. Like, I'm really having this, you know, existential crisis of what am I gonna do? What are people gonna do after I'm dead? Which is not something you want to have in your head when you're 13 years old. Like, really break this down. I'm 13 years old. I'm about to be a freshman in high school, and I was sitting here like, I never made a will. I'm not an 87-year-old man. What am I thinking? So right before I'm really just accepting the fact that I'm about to drown, I hear like an engine, and I look up, and there's a Greek god lifeguard on a jet ski, and you know, he kind of looks like Thor. I'm not gonna lie, the dude was shredded. It also might have been the fact that he was going to save my life, but I'm seeing him coming out. I'm like, oh my god, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate everything that this moment has let me. Thank you for giving me a second chance, Thanos. I will not regret it. Your snap will not be in vain, my friend. So here I am getting picked up by this Greek god lifeguard. He pulls up in the jet ski and he says, all right, well, to be honest, your two friends that are definitely about to drown are in the worst shape, so I'm gonna have to take them in first, okay? So you guys just need to hang on. I'll be back in like 3 minutes. And I'm like, 3 minutes? 3 minutes? I have to tread water for 3 more minutes? I've already been doing it for like 15 at this point. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, but whatever. I guess if my friends live, it's cool. So I'm trying to tread water while the Greek god, chiseled Thor-looking handsome lifeguard is taking my friends into shore. No homo, of course. But yeah, I tread water for the 3 minutes. The lifeguard comes back out. He takes us all in. We're sitting on the beach, all coughing up water, trying our best to, you know, not enjoy the seaweed wrap we just got, talking about how we were definitely supposed to have died right there, and we somehow miraculously survived. And then the lifeguard comes over to us, and him and like a crew of lifeguards, and there's some dude in uniforms that I don't even recognize. I don't know what type of lifeguards were, like cop uniforms, so I thought it was the Coast Guard. I don't know. I was 13, all right? I'm not an expert on uniforms that people wear when they're rescuing idiot 13-year-olds from almost drowning in the middle of the ocean. It's not my area of expertise. And they basically proceeded to tell us that we're idiots, and there was a warning saying that we shouldn't have done that. Not to mention, you're not even supposed to swim out that close to the pier because the pier holders are covered in barnacles that will literally shred your skin like a cheese grater. And nonetheless, nonetheless, during all of this, I'm sitting here like, listen, dude, I know it's your job. You got to tell you that I was an idiot. I don't even live in this state, okay? Like, you can yell at me all you want. I'm probably not going to come back here. You already saved my life. I already almost died. The lesson you're trying to get at me through yelling at me is not going to be in my head. But whatever. I let the dudes in the uniforms yell at me for a while, yell at me and my friends, and then we just walked back to our Airbnb and just didn't tell his mom. You know, we were just like, yeah, we're just not gonna tell you about what happened. And I'm honestly really surprised that the lifeguards and the Coast Guard dudes let us leave without calling someone's parents. Like, they were just like, all right, well, we saved your life and yelled at you. Go about your day. Be free, children. You're the Neverland boys. Run, be free, spread your wings, fly. Like, I really don't know what they were thinking by letting us just walk away after we almost drowned without contacting somebody's parents. But I guess we were all okay, so they didn't have a really good reason to keep us around. And they were kind of pissed that we made them drive a jet ski in the middle of nowhere to save us for being stupid. Nonetheless, me and that group of friends actually got way closer after that. Something about almost dying together just really makes you guys get along and makes you think, you know, what would have happened if we would have died? The rest of the vacation was pretty non-eventful. We were all terrified of the ocean and just didn't go back into it, and his mom was really confused why we weren't hanging out on the beach, and, you know, for good reason, because we just never told her that we almost died. Regardless, to this day, I still have a big fear of going, like, far out into the ocean. I stay where I can stand, and that's how I like it. I don't want to swim out where I can't touch the floor anymore because I'm terrified that the ocean is just going to swallow me whole like me with a Taco Bell $5 meal box. You know what I'm saying? You always got to be nervous about what's going on out there. So, yeah, on that note, guys, I think that's going to do it for the video. I almost died. If you enjoyed, I would appreciate you pressing the like button. If you press the like button, you don't want me to get swallowed by the ocean whole like a juicy burrito. And if you don't press the like button, you're basically saying you hope that I get eaten by sharks, and that's not cool. You know, I do a lot for you guys. You do a lot for me. It's an even trade-off. This gameplay I actually was playing with some subscribers. I put my Overwatch battle tag on my community tab on my channel, so if you want, go check it out. You can add me. I've been playing with, you know, subscribers all day. I really have been enjoying Overwatch again, so if you want to hang out, we can. You can join my Discord server. It's in the description down below. So is my Instagram at scrubby_YT. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys. I'm sorry the story time was a little bit longer. There was just some stuff I had to talk about. Almost dying really just, you know, makes you think about what you want to tell people. And on that note, I hope you guys all have an absolutely incredible day. My name is Scrubby. I'll see you guys next time with another video. Don't get anyone pregnant. And if you do, make sure they're incredibly hot. I'm out. Peace.